This is What's Wild in New Hampshire by wildlife biologist Eric Orp. Hey, let me get my fingers out of the way. I've got Allison Keating here from the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department. She is the current turkey biologist, and you've been at it a while. So Allison, tell me a little bit about the history of Allison. Allison, how'd you get the position as a turkey biologist? How'd you get into fish and game? Did you dream of being a turkey biologist as a young lady? How would another young lady become a turkey biologist in some state? So tell us about yourself, Allison.
Okay. I've been with New Hampshire Fish and Game for 21 years. And
get out.
Yeah, it's been a long process, but a fun one. And no, I did not know what I wanted to do right away. I thought maybe at first I wanted to be a nurse, and I got accepted to nursing school. And I went for the orientation and walked into one of the rooms, and they had all the fake body parts laying around, and I got sick to my stomach and realized I don't do good with body parts and things like that. So
people body parts,
yeah. There's a big
turkeys.
Difference,
well, we can do turkeys.
Necropsy on an animal is completely different than on a person. But yeah, so I didn't go back to the nursing program. I took a couple years at a community college to do my gen eds and really think about what I wanted to do. And I grew up here in New Hampshire, hunting and fishing with my dad and camping with my family. So the outdoors and the natural resources here in New Hampshire were very important to me. And I realized I would like to do something to protect and conserve the natural resources here in New Hampshire, and to allow future generations to enjoy what I had enjoyed as a kid growing up here. And so that's what led me to the wildlife program at the University of New Hampshire. And while I was going to UNH, I majored in wildlife management, and the Fish and Game office is right there in Durham, right next to the campus.
Yes, it was.
So I
that's
went
where
over.
I worked.
Yep, that's where I met you.
That's
the
right.
first time.
Yeah.
I went over and I said, "Do you need any volunteers?" And they said, "Sure." And they took me on as a volunteer, and I spent that spring, 2000, volunteering in the Marine Fisheries Division, and I got trained how to do the fish ladder work. And then in the fall, a position came open, and I was pretty much already trained how to do it, so I was pretty lucky and got my foot in the door that way.
Nice.
Yeah, so I spent a couple years working with the Marine Division, which was right there on campus, and worked full-time during the summers and part-time during the winters while I was in school. And I was in the wildlife program at UNH, so I really was interested in getting into the wildlife side of things. And a position came open with the non-game and endangered wildlife program, monitoring the piping plovers down on the beach. Yeah, so I got that and got into the non-game program. And spent, 2000 to 2015. Sorry, we have some friends driving by there with the non-game program. So that was a great experience. I was able to get into a full-time position with non-game, but then I had twins, which was a big surprise, and was able to cut back to part-time for a few years while they were little. And then while I was working part-time, one of my old professors from UNH, I was in contact with him, and he said, "You know, if you're going to do your master's, you better do it now before I retire." And
Was that Pete?
Yep.
Pete Peekins,
Yep. And so I went back to UNH, and my kids were in elementary school, and I was working part-time for the department at the time. So I went back to UNH, and I got my master's in conservation biology.
Kind of required now to be a wildlife biologist or a fisheries biologist. You really need your master's.
It is. The field has become so competitive that to get into the biological positions, you really do need that master's degree now. So I was very fortunate that, Pete Peekins was my advisor as an undergrad, and he took me on as a grad student.
Nice.
So I was able to get my master's, and then my predecessor, Ted Walski, a few years later did retire, and this position opened up, and it's just all sometimes about timing.
Nice.
Yeah, it worked out. So yeah, it's kind
of a lot of hard work over a long time to get there.
It was a process, but a lot of fun, a lot of great experiences along the way, and a lot of opportunities that I never would have dreamt that I would have had. And a lot of those opportunities were because of staff that were working at Fish and Game, like you and Ed and Robinson and Julie Robinson, and you guys taking me out to do duck boxes.
You're always on the goose crew.
Always on the goose crew. That's right. You know, and that's part of what, you know, I volunteered every chance I got to go do those things,
So
which
volunteering
helped me to
made a difference.
Yes, it helped
That's
me.
how you get there. You
Yep.
figure a way in, and volunteering may be the way.
Yeah. So when this position came open, I already, you know, was part of the goose crew and was familiar with doing the duck boxes and different types of surveys from a lot of the volunteer work. So, yeah.
Bingo. Nice. so yeah, you figured a way. Yes, you did.
It's been a lot of fun and a lot of great experiences over the years, for sure.
Awesome. So awesome position. Hey, carrying on the legacy of those that came before you, and we got youth turkey season coming up. You're talking
Yes.
about record turkey take, so more turkeys in New Hampshire than ever before.
Yes, yes. Lots of opportunity for kids and adults to get out there hunting this spring and, you know, enjoy that opportunity in the woods with friends and family, you know, like I got to experience as a kid. So.
And you don't have to be a hunter to enjoy our turkeys, do you?
No, no. We do a couple of online surveys. We do a winter flock survey and then a summer brood survey, and we get around 1,000 reports on each of those each year. And one of the questions on the survey is about people's attitudes towards turkeys, and on a scale of 1 to 5, do you strongly like or strongly dislike turkeys? And every year those surveys, it's about 99% of people just really like seeing wild turkeys on the landscape.
Isn't that something? Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's pretty cool.
All right, Allison, thanks for all your hard work, and you continue, as I say, to make history every day here in New Hampshire. Our first female turkey biologist, our Fish and Game. So awesome job, Allison. Thank you very much. This is wildlife biologist Eric Orr for What's Wild in New Hampshire.